everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura, and if you are new here, thank you for coming, and if you are a returning person, thank you for coming back. In today's video, we're going to talk about something that I feel like should have been said a while ago, and by that I mean it should have been common sense. A lot of you probably already know who Oli London is. If you don't, he is someone who has spent reportedly over $100,000 turning himself into BTS's Park Jimin. Now, firstly, I just want to say that I don't think he's an actual BTS fan. I think he just likes how Jimin looks because he thinks that Jungkook is the leader when Jungkook is in fact the magne and Namjoon is the leader. But we're just gonna graze over that. You may be asking yourself, what is the point of this video? I mean, are you bashing him? Are you going to be like, I don't know, turning him into a bad guy? No, I'm not making this video to make fun of anyone. I'm just making this because I feel so bad for him. All of that plastic surgery one day is going to start not looking good. You know, once your skin starts losing elasticity and the Botox starts clumping up in weird areas. Like, you guys have seen those videos where people got lip injections and like the silicone hardened. So now they've got like lumps and bumps and weird stuff going on there. So for the majority of this video, I'm going to be reading off of this website. I've got it up on my phone right now. I will also link the website article down below in case you guys want to read it too. Starting off, I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of information about our homeboy, Oli. A white British man has spent over $100,000 on plastic surgery to look like his idol, Jimin from BTS. Oli London, 28, first fell in love with K-pop when he lived in South Korea in 2013. It soon became an obsession, and Jimin from BTS became his idol. I want my entire lifestyle to revolve around K-pop, and I want my entire look to look like Jimin, the lead singer of BTS, because for me, he is perfection. His jaw shape, his lips, his voice, everything, he tells Barcroft TV. BTS is the world's largest boy band with fans all over the world. Their fans call themselves the BTS Army, and they obsess about everything the 7 Korean boys do. Oh my gosh, they're so terrible at writing this stuff. But Oli London seems to be taking his worshipping to another level, and especially towards Jimin, the lead singer of BTS. I want to be him. I also have a crush on him. To be honest, all K-pop stars are all beautiful. That is because they are handpicked, okay? You see a lot of like American actors and singers who are really attractive. Well, keep in mind, when you walk out of your house, how many people do you see around you who look like that? Like, they are handpicked from the bunch, okay? And then they're trained, and some of them are just naturally talented. Like, how unfair is it that some of them are beautiful and talented? Like, come on. Anyway, Oli first went under the knife when he was in Korea. He got a nose job, and that was the beginning of his transformation into looking like a K-pop idol. Since I lived in Korea, all of the surgeries I've had have been to replicate a Korean K-pop star look. I love that kind of perfect image. They all look like dolls. They all are incredibly perfect, and when I actually watch their videos, I cry just because they're so beautiful. See, I feel so bad for him because he's obviously not happy with the way that he looked before, and that's really sad because you should never want to turn yourself into someone else. Like, yeah, Jimin, he's a good-looking guy, but I mean, what does that mean? You know, it's not enough to go changing yourself for something. You should never be comparing yourself to someone else because if you do that, you're never gonna be happy. And spending all of this money, is that gonna make him happy at the end of the day? Like, he doesn't even look Asian. He looks like a standard white person who got double eyelid surgery when they already had double eyelids. That's what that looks like. I don't think it's possible to take a double eyelid and turn it into a monolid. I know there was one person that a bunch of surgeons did that to back in the day. I don't remember his name, but I'll put a picture up here somewhere. Who managed to actually come out of the surgeries looking Asian. But I mean, why would you want to change your whole race? Like, imagine how ashamed your family would be if you, like, came home one day looking like an Asian and they're like, what? What happened to the kid I raised? Moving on. Oli tells Barcroft TV that he had self-esteem issues, here we go, I told you, when he was growing up. I have had very bad acne when I was in high school. My nose was very big. That's when I actually decided, look, I need to change myself now and be a lot happier. I mean, he wasn't that bad. Like, all in all, not that bad. When he looks at his old pictures, he's stunned that he doesn't even recognize his own self. It's very hard to look at it. I don't even recognize the person. I just don't even seem to relate to this person. feels so bad. I mean, I've been in a place too where my self-esteem was absolutely awful, but I don't think I ever wanted to go to the length of getting surgery to look better. Simply because I've seen too many botched surgery episodes from like Barcroft TV and stuff like that. But just the point that don't ever get plastic surgery to change yourself into someone else, okay? Don't put yourself in a box like that, because you are so much more than that. You're your own person, and you were put on this earth as an individual, not as someone who should conform to someone else's lifestyle, to someone else's look, to someone else's style. You're not that kind of person. You have your own set of skills, you have your own set of charms and styles and looks, and it's never going to be the same for one person. Like, he could change how he looks, and he could have come out looking perfectly like Jimin, but at the end of the day, he would still be himself. You can change your outward appearance, but inside, in your heart and in your mind, you are still the same person you were born as, and that's never going to change. Oli London, since his first nose job, has had 3 more surgeries on his nose, jawline, and a silicone chin implant, fat transfer onto the cheeks, cheek fillers, lip fillers, Botox injections, blepharoplasty, eyelid surgery, and fat removal from his chest to get that K-pop doll-like look. He recently got fillers in his eyelids, which could have turned him blind, to try to get the almond-shaped eyes that Asians have. Many people have called him out on all surgeries he's had, trying to look like an Asian. He says to all his critics, "Well, I'm not exactly changing my race. I'm not saying I want to be Asian as such. However, I want to look like a K-pop star, and they happen to be Korean." He continues, "I find them incredibly beautiful. I know that I'm always going to be Caucasian. I'm always going to be British, but I would like to look as close as possible to Korean stars and to Jimin." This is sad. Like, really. His friends and family are upset and worried about Oli. They think I shouldn't change anything, but I'm extremely headstrong, and if I want to make a change, I'm going to do it. His friend Stephanie Jackson states, "I really don't want you to get to a point where you can't undo anything." Isn't he already at that point? Isn't he already at the point that he can't undo what's already been done? Like, the lip injections, maybe. The fat, what do they call that? Taking out fat in his chest. The eyelid surgery, none of that can be undone. I mean, he doesn't look that different with the eyelid surgery anyway, but I mean, I'm just saying that he's already reached that point of there is no return for old Oli to come back. Now, even if he took out all of that plastic that's inside his body now, he'll still be the same person inside, but he's gonna look different still. There's certain things you just can't undo, and like nose surgery and like jawline shaving, those are one of them. They disagree on whether Oli's addicted or not. Oli says, "I'm not addicted." His friends say, "I think we're past that already." Oli counters with, "I don't think I'm addicted. I have a strong interest in pursuing my goal. I'm obsessed with Korea. I want to look Korean." So he says that he's not trying to change his race, but he's trying to turn himself into an Asian, and he admits right here, "I'm obsessed with Korea. I want to look Korean." Can you guys read that? I'm just saying, like, that's kind of contradictory. I mean, no offense to him, but he's kind of turning into a Korea-boo from what I can see. He came out with a couple of music videos, one of them being, it's stuck in my head, the Oleo. And I didn't actually, like, understand what he was saying at first, because I was like, what's Oli? And then I kind of had a brain fart moment, and I was like, wait a minute, that's his name. He's saying it's Oli, or I'm Oli. And he said that like 5 times before the video actually started. And not to mention that most of his Korean isn't even correct, okay? Like, this has been said before, and the person who's teaching him Korean, I don't know if they're teaching him the wrong stuff on purpose, or they just don't know how to speak it either, but they'll tell him, like, I know there was one video where he was asking his friend how to say, I'm your biggest fan, and the friend was like, 나는 너의 제일 좋아하는 팬이에요, or something like that. 나는 and 너의 are informal words, okay? They're the informal way of saying me and your. Whoever's teaching him Korean isn't even teaching him the right stuff. And that just makes this a whole lot worse. Moving on. Oh god. His plastic surgeon, Dr. Faramars Dadar, is not as worried as some of his friends. He says there are people who are shoppers who go from doctor to doctor to get plastic surgery, but he doesn't see that in Oli. So in Oli's case, if we did notice that this exists, body dysmorphic syndrome, we would have to say no. But Oli is a nice boy and he wants to achieve something unlike other ordinary people. I am quite happy to serve him. But it's still a problem. He spent over $100,000. I mean, I know that he's got a goal in mind of what he wants to look like. So it's not like he's just like going in there like, hey, can I have a lip injection? Or hey, can you like shave my jawbone down? But at the same token, it's also kind of like you said you don't want to be Asian, but at the same time, you're kind of like acting like that's what you want. Oli London plans on having more plastic surgery in the future. He states, I don't want to look like a normal person. I want to look like a K-pop idol, just like Jimin. Well, I'll give it to you now. You're not going to look like a normal person when you're done, number one. And number two, I feel like within your first 2 surgeries or so, if you don't look like the person you're trying to look like, you should just stop right there because it's not going to happen. He's already gotten eyelid surgery, jawbone surgery, rhinoplasty, eyelid surgery. Like, just, he's gotten it all done, and yet he looks nothing like Jimin. Like, there's very little resemblance at all. I feel bad for him because no one should have to be in the state of mind where they feel so down on themselves that they need to change into someone else that they've viewed as this idol. You know what I mean? As someone who's, like, almighty and perfect and stuff. And I can tell you right now, Jimin is not perfect. None of the idols that these people worship like this are not perfect. They've all made their mistakes. They've all done something they're not proud of, even if they're really gorgeous or whatever. I mean, they're treated differently because of that. Everyone's always treated differently depending on how they look. And you might think, well, being super attractive is going to fix all my problems. Actually, no, because it starts more like you're constantly being hit on. You're constantly being stalked or harassed. When you're like a normal, average-looking human being, that stuff still happens, but it doesn't happen to you nearly as much. There's a downside to everything. And more often than not, when you're super gorgeous, even though people like you, they only like you because you're pretty or because you give them some sort of status. They don't like you because you're a good person or because you deserve to be loved. They just love you because of how you look when you're next to them. It's a very, 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 very terrible thing. It's absolutely awful. And I really hope that Oli can turn this around a bit. I really don't know how he can do it because a lot of what he's already done is permanent. But I just really sincerely hope that he finds it in himself to just, you know, maybe follow the message BTS has been sending out for the past, like, how many years now? And that is, love yourself. Find yourself. Love yourself. Express yourself. Be who you are, not who someone else is. Alright, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down. Thank you guys for coming. What do you guys think about the whole Oli situation? Do you think he's, like, not doing any harm? Do you think it's dangerous? Do you think, what the hell, man? He's just, you know, doing his thing, you know? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video.